Yes, we'll start the class. Any doubts from last class? Yes, no doubts? Okay. Now next is the Mauryan polity. So what was the Mauryan polity? How were they ruling? Everything we will see. The Mauryan polity is mentioned in detail in Arthashastra. Arthashastra, who has written it? Kautilya, also called as Chanakya, also called as Vishnugupta. So he has written Arthashastra. From this Arthashastra we understand or we get to know what was the polity, what was the government, how the rule was there in this Mauryan empire. The polity was highly centralized, means there was one person who was giving order, understanding? One person who was making rules, one person who was appointing everyone. So it was highly centralized where king was the center of kingdom. So king was center of the kingdom, means all the decisions must be taken by the king. King was head of the empire. He was commander in chief. He was fountainhead of justice. King had unlimited powers. King was very powerful. Ministers were called as matyas. They were chosen by king on merit. So whoever is good, for example, he is good in taking care of chariots, so he will be charioteer, chariot minister, fort minister, senapati. If he is good in army, he will be appointed as senapati. So they were chosen on merit. Council of ministers means group of all the ministers were called as Mantri Parishad. It was headed by Prime Minister, Mukhya Mantri. Understood? King was also assisted by advisors called as Ratnins. Ratnins were the advisors of the king. King appointed officers like Bhagaduga. Bhagaduga, what is the work of Bhagaduga? We have come across Bhagaduga earlier. Collecting taxes. Yes, Bhagaduga, tax collector. Samaharta, revenue officer. Revenue, all the revenue officer, all the decisions are taken by him. Sanigriti is the treasurer to maintain all the collected tax. So all of that to maintain, he is treasurer. Senapati, the head of the army. Durgapala, fort, head of the fort. So palaces he has to take care. For day-to-day activities, means for everyday activities, maintaining the city, maintaining the markets, everything, the officers or group of officers was appointed by Mukhya Mantri. Mukhya Mantri used to appoint. It was called as Adhyakshas. All that group was called as Adhyaksha. Chanakya created a separate department for public works called as Vraja Bhumika. Don't force me to tell anything, it is live on YouTube. Okay. Vraja Bhumika, Public Work Department. What is the work of public works? Now also we have Public Works Department, PWD we call. PWD office will be there. PWD officers are appointed. PWD exams will be also conducted. What is their work? PWD, Public Works Department. What? In infrastructure, maintaining roads, maintaining drainage system, maintaining public places like public gardens are there, public hospitals, public schools, government schools are there. All of that work is maintained by Public Work Department. So that department was called as Vraja Bhumika. And appointed officers called as Antarapalaka for safety of foreigners. Now many foreigners started coming to India for trade. So for their safety he appointed, Chanakya appointed Antarapalaka, means those officers will look after safety of foreigners. The empire was divided into states. Entire empire divided into states called as Rajya. Each Rajya was in charge of one governor. Ashoka was appointed as governor of Avanti. So it means that king is the president or prime minister if we connect it with polity, and chief minister is governor, Rajya, state. The cities were called as Nagar. Big cities which were there, urban cities were called as Nagar, and it was headed by a Nagarika. Officer in charge of Nagar was called Nagarika. Rajya, the state was further divided into districts called as Bhukti, and the in charge of one district was called as Bhukti Raja. Bhukti Raja. Next, Bhukti was again further divided into villages called gram. In charge of the gram, 1 gram was under Gramani, head of the village. Understood? Military of Maurya was backbone of their empire, means it was a very strong military. The military department was called as Chaturanga Bala. Name of the military department, Chaturanga Bala. The military included cavalry, infantry, chariots, admiralty and transport fleet. Means first army men, then men on horse, elephantry was also there, chariots were there, admiralty means navy ships, that, and transport fleet was also there, responsible to transportation of military. There were 2 courts mentioned in Arthashastra, courts for justice, to give justice. First court was called as Dharmastya court for personal disputes between people, and second was Kanthak Sodan court for disputes of states. There were different Rajya. If they are having any disputes, then it would come to Kanthak Sodan court. The chief justice or chief judicial officer was called as Nyayadhish. Nyayadhish, chief justice, he was the judge. Arthashastra mentions 2 types of spies. Spy, spy. So spy are mentioned. First type of spy is called as Sanchara. He is traveling spy, means he will travel from one place to another to pass the information. Now for example, Maurya was a very big kingdom. From central India, if they want to pass any information to capital Patliputra, so there was the spy who will carry that information, called as Sanchara. And Samstha means stationed spy. They will live at that place only to collect the information. So it is like, if this is central India, here a spy is there, he is stationed spy called as Samstha. Here in Patliputra there is one more spy, again stationed spy, Samstha. And there will be B spy in between, who will come here, take information from A, go there, give it to C. Cycle will be repeating. Understood? So he will collect the information, B will come take the information, go to C and pass the information there. So he will pass it forward. Understood? Okay. King had personal spies. So king, being the king, it was his duty of the king to know about where and what is going on in the kingdom. So king must be aware of everything in the kingdom, every corner of the kingdom, what is going on. So for that, king had personal spies called as Pativedika. Pativedikas will work only to give information to the king, that in this village this has happened today, in this state that has happened today, governor here has changed, this has changed, something fight has taken place, revolt is going on. Everything information the Pativedikas will give to the king on daily basis. Thus the polity was highly centralized and solely controlled by the king. Any doubts? Yes? Any doubts? Clear?
Sir, women was not a part of military or polity at that time.
Military women were not there. Varna system was followed. So women were not allowed to. Society we have seen till 510 AD society is same. Vedic society. Yes. It starts from 1000 BC till 510 AD. The society is same. Varna system was followed. So women were not allowed to fight in wars. Only men, Kshatriyas. But if some king who is coming and changing the system, he will allow other Shudra, and for example Mahapadmananda we have seen in the Magadhan Nanda dynasty. He was a Shudra king. He allowed Vaishyas and Shudras to join the army. Understood? So if they come, they will change till they are ruling. Again it comes back to same. So here women are not there in the wars. In the army women will not be there. Any doubts still here? Okay. Mauryan economy. In the Mauryan economy, agriculture is the basic occupation of the state. Means in everyone's family, at least one family member is practicing agriculture. So basic occupation. cattle rearing, animal husbandry was practiced. So it was called an agrarian economy, means based on agriculture and its allied activities. So cattle rearing, animal husbandry is all activities under which is we call it as allied activities of agriculture. Understanding? Growth of urban economy led to development of trade and commerce. How urban economy developed, we have seen. Iron led to development, we had seen that flow chart. So because of that, urban economy led to development of trade and commerce. So as the cities grow, trade will grow, businesses will grow. New techniques used to manufacture iron tools. So they started making casting, tools were sharper, so agriculture was easier. So new techniques used to manufacture iron tools and weapons led to rapid development of all the sectors. So agriculture develops, everything develops after that. It is followed. Guild system was also there. They also developed. They become very strong economic groups. All cities had guilds, and its head was called as Shresthin, Shreni or Jetaka. 3 names were there. What is a guild? We have seen what is a guild. What is that?
People who are exporting particular handcrafts.
Not exactly. It is organization of businesses. In a market, all the clothes shop will form one group, that is called as a guild. So that guild is of cloth merchants guild. So all the shop owners are the members of that guild. So they will work together for development of their business. And in this guild system, one among them will be called as head or their leader. He will be called as Shresthin, Shreni or Jetaka. So same with all other occupation also. All the carpenters will form one group. House makers or builders will be another group. So like that guilds are there. Mauryans established well advanced trade network internally and externally. Internal trade was practiced with all the contemporaries. Who were the contemporaries? Satyaputras, then Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas and Kalinga dynasty. Last, Sri Lanka. What was that? Tamraparni. Tamraparni of Anuradhapura means Ceylon, Sri Lanka. So internal trade was practiced with all the contemporaries. External trade was done with Persia, Syria, Egypt, Arabs, Greeks and East Asia. Eastern side of Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, everything. Japan was there. Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, those countries were there. Major ports from where trade was done: Sopara port in Maharashtra, Tamrilipti in Bengal, Bharukacha port in Gujarat, Banavasi in Karnataka, Pratisthana in Maharashtra, Muzuris in Kerala, Korkai in Tamil Nadu, Kaveripatnam in Tamil Nadu. Next, according to sources, there were 76 occupations practiced by the Mauryans. So 76 different types of occupations were there. Tax system, Bali was there, it was voluntary tribute. So if a person is giving in name of Bali, it is voluntary. The king will not ask to give it compulsorily. So Bali, it is voluntary, person can give. And for example, let's say that a man or a farmer is having a land. He grows rice on that land every year. And he has some, let's say, coconut trees are there surrounding. And he is getting those coconuts once in 2 years. So in that year when he is getting, he will give those coconuts to the king as a voluntary if he wants. Because it is not fixed that he is getting that every time. The period is not fixed that when he will get that. Understood? So that will be voluntary tribute. Bhaga means 1/4 of the produce. So he is growing rice every year, means giving 1/4 of the rice is compulsory every year. So it was compulsory. Kupya. Kupya means tax paid by village in form of soldiers. The villages where agriculture is not possible, the land is not good. That village, what they will do, they will pay tax in form of kupya, means they will train soldiers, train men of their village to become soldiers, and those many soldiers, for example, there is a village called A. This village will give every year 50 soldiers to the king as form of tax. Next, Hiranya, tax given in form of gold. Ayudha, tax in form of weapons. So area near Jharkhand, this Chota Nagpur plateau, we call it as Chhattisgarh, their agricultural land is not there. There we find iron. So the villages which are there, they were getting iron more, so they will make weapons. They will manufacture weapons and give to the king in form of Ayudha. Understood? Any doubts till here? Clear? Any doubts in Mauryan polity and Mauryan economy? Anyone did not understood? Yes? Okay. Next, Mauryan architecture. So this is the part of our art and architecture, art and culture class. So while studying it, it was there, the Ashoka was there in Mauryan Empire, so we study it with Mauryan Empire only. Mauryan architecture, Ashoka was pioneer of Mauryan architecture. Pioneer means what? He is the first one to do this architecture. So he has started architecture called as Mauryan architecture. So Mauryans residences, what was there? The place of residing. Mud huts, same continued. Wattle and daub huts, same again continued. Wooden huts also continued. What new is coming? Wooden palace. Chandragupta Maurya lived in wooden palace. Brick and stone palace constructed by Ashoka, borrowed this concept from Kingdom of Persia. Mud huts we have seen. Wattle and daub huts. Sticks are there, and what we can say, the soil, mud is applied clay like, and so that the wall becomes thick and it is waterproof. Then this is wooden huts, and these are stone and brick palaces. Now the entire structure is not there, but some about the top part have perished. Whatever we have maintained that. Understood? You can see these are separate rooms here. So this might be one entire building, and there are separate rooms. This might be the entrance from here going here. This is one room, this is another room. You can see? Yes? Okay. Next, Ashoka developed Buddhist architecture in India. Very important. Ashoka declared Buddhism as their state religion. So Ashoka developed Buddhist architecture in India. The Buddhist architecture is divided as first stupa. What is a stupa? Yes, round dome like structure. What is that actually? It is a funeral mound. So if any Buddha monk is died, then they give him a stupa, means wherever he is buried, the body is buried, above that a stupa is constructed. So stupa was a funeral mound given to a person associated with Buddhism. Ashoka constructed 84,000 stupas in his entire rule. Stupa is also the emblem of Buddha. Examples of stupa which we have: Sanchi Stupa in Madhya Pradesh. It is UNESCO site and it is on rupees 200 note. 200 rupee note is there. Behind that what we have is Sanchi Stupa. It is a UNESCO site and behind 200 rupees note. Amaravati Stupa in Andhra Pradesh. Ghantasala Stupa in Andhra Pradesh. Nagarjun Konda Stupa in Andhra Pradesh. Anuradhapura Stupa in Ceylon. So this is the diagram, or what are the parts including in stupa. So here first the bigger dome like structure, we call it as anda. The gate which is there, entrance gate will with your three horizontal, what we can say, columns are there. Those are called as torana. The entire base is called as drum, and this surrounding area called as circumambulatory path. This boundary wall called as railing, and here there is a box like structure above this dome called as Hermica, and above this there are 3 umbrella like structures called as Chhatra. So this is a stupa. Understood? There is nothing there inside this dome. This is not hollow. This is covered. It is filled with stones, mud. Understood? Here, this is the Sanchi stupa. You can see the Torana is there. Railings is there. The drum is there. Anda is there. The box like thing, Hermica is there. And Chhatra is there. So this is there on our rupees 200 note, and it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Means it is maintained and preserved by UNESCO, United Nations Organization. See, there are many stupas. Here also one is there. There one is there. This is the Sanchi stupa. It is in Madhya Pradesh. Next, Chaitya. Second architecture of Buddhism, Chaitya. It is a place of worship for Buddhist monks. It is rock cut cave. So in a rock, huge rock, mountain rock, they cut it and make a hall like structure called as Chaitya, where the Buddhist monks worship. Examples of Chaitya: Ajanta caves Chaitya, Nashik cave Chaitya, Bhaja cave Chaitya, Karle cave Chaitya, all in Maharashtra. Why? Western Ghats, mountain, stone. Understood? They cannot build or construct, make this wherever they want. They require that mountain, that size of stone to make this. So this Ajanta cave Chaitya is again UNESCO site. Very important. See here. This is the diagram of Chaitya. Side view. So consider this is mountain here. Understood? This is entire mountain is there. In that carving is made, and this Chaitya is made. So these are the pillars here to support the roof, and here at the end stupa will be there. This top view you can see pillars here like this. So it is like hall like structure, rectangular oval like structure, and stupa at the end. The people will sit here to worship. Understood? So it is a long hall like structure made in a stone. See like this. Now you can visualize the diagram and figure. So this side entry is there. They go in, your stupa is there. So here some great Buddhist monks' funeral will be there, and there they will pray. These are the pillars to support, and carving is being made. Next, Vihara. These were hostels or rest houses or rest places for Buddhist monks. They are again same rock cut. Examples: Ajanta Cave Vihara, Maharashtra; Ellora Cave Vihara, again Maharashtra; Karle Cave Vihara, Maharashtra; Nashik Cave Vihara, again Maharashtra; Bhaja Cave Vihara, Maharashtra. 3 are there in Odisha, Eastern Ghats: Udaygiri Cave Vihara, Khandagiri Cave Vihara, Dhaulagiri Cave Vihara. Dhauli elephant, Dhaulagiri Cave Vihara, Odisha. This is like how a vihara looks like. See, this is the entrance. What you can see, these are pillars. This square block are pillars. This is the entrance, and this is a hall here, and all these small squares you can see, those are small room like structure. Cubicles we call them. Surrounding all cubicles will be there. See this. See, this is the entrance. You can see the entrance. See, pillars. See here. Entrance, and as we go in, surrounding all rooms will be there. This is Ajanta Cave Vihara. You can see this in Ajanta. See how they have made. This is in rock. They have cut it. These are not pieces built with cement or something. It is entire rock. Next, now Ashokan architecture, it consists of stupa, chaitya, vihara. He has done that. Pillars we have already studied, how and where and what pillars were made. And next, cave architecture. Now what is this cave architecture? Ashoka was the first king. Ashoka was the first king to introduce cave architecture in India. First was the Barabar cave inscriptions he had made. It is one of the source to study Mauryan Empire. It is the oldest surviving caves in India. These caves were dedicated to Ajivika sect, and there are 4 caves in Barabar cave inscriptions. In total 4 caves are there. So he has given that or dedicated those 4 caves to 4 different monks called as first Lomas Rishi cave, Sudham cave, Nanda cave, Brahma cave. So these are the names of monks. He has dedicated them to 4 caves, each to one. Next, Ajanta caves we have already seen. This is the best caves of Mauryan Empire. It is the best architecture. Located on river Vagora, there are 30 caves in total. So in that 30 caves, some are Chaitya, some are Vihara. Understood? Next, Saptaparni cave, also called as 7 leaves cave. It is in Rajgir, Bihar. See here, this is Barabar cave inscription. This is the first cave in Barabar cave inscription, Lomas Rishi cave. See the design and all what they have made. This metal door which you can see, railing, this is done later by Government of India because people were going inside and making the place dirty. Understood? Indian people, we go and we'll sit for lunch there. So the Government of India has made a door and locked it. You can see from outside only. It is a tourist place. This is Lomas Rishi cave. All other 4 caves are beside this only. Next, Ajanta cave. See, Vihara is here, this side. This is what Chaitya. So this is made in cave, Ajanta cave. This is UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is very beautiful. This is the Saptaparni cave. 7 caves, 7 leaf caves are there. He has kept this natural, but inside you can see here. Yes. So there Chaitya Vihara was made. Any doubts? We have completed the Mauryan Empire chapter. Yes. Anyone having any doubts? We'll start with the new chapter. What is that? Based on the chapter's name we'll decide. It is post Mauryas. What happened after Mauryas? Okay, we'll start with our next chapter. Okay, come back, everyone. Let's start. Next chapter, chapter 6 is post Mauryas. The post Mauryas. What happened after Mauryas? In this chapter, we are entering into AD. BC will get complete. 187 BC to 320 AD. What had happened in 187 BC? Who was the last king of Mauryan Empire? Last king of Mauryan Empire. Chandragupta was first king of Mauryan Empire. Brihadatta. Brihadatta was last king of Mauryan Empire. Who killed him? His Senapati. What was the name? Pushyamitra Sunga killed last king of Mauryan Empire, Brihadatta, in 187 BC. It was end of Mauryan Empire, start of the Sunga kingdom. So this is called as the post Mauryas, 187 BC to 320 AD. First, there are no clear literary records. Some things are written, but it is mixed. It is not there in order. So whatever we have, we study that. 7 North Indian kingdoms were there after post Mauryas. First came Sunga dynasty. Some years later comes Kanva dynasty. Then comes Indo-Greeks. Then Sakas, Pahalwas, Kushans. With all of this, When Shunga was there, the 7th Kalinga was there. Till last Kushans was there, Kalinga was there. So Kalinga dynasty 7th, contemporary of all. Understood? Next, 4 South Indian kingdoms were there during this time. Satavahanas, Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas. Now all of these kingdoms, South Indian kingdoms, which were a part of Mauryan Empire, when Mauryan Empire ended, that what they had surrendered from by getting letter from Ashoka, that all is ended. They are again a separate kingdom, independent kingdom. Again, if the king who is coming, if he wants, he has to again send letters or fight a war, then get them. Understood? But now all of them are separate. First, the Sunga dynasty 187 BC. They were Brahmins. The Brahmins to form a kingdom. They were Shaivites worshipping Lord Shiva. They were traders. So Brahmin traders, they were there. Language was Sanskrit. So their language Sanskrit. Capital Patliputra, later shifted to Vidisha, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Kings first, Pushyamitra Sunga. He was Senapati in Mauryan Empire. He killed Brihadatta and occupied the throne. He performed 2 Ashwamedas. Ashwamedha Yagna, that horse, they will send the horse to expand the kingdom, to expand his kingdom. He controlled the Bactrian Greeks at northwest frontier province. Bactria, Bactria, is a place near Afghanistan. From there, the people who were called as Greeks, they were Greeks. From there, the Bactrian Greeks were trying to enter into India in the northwest frontier province, Pakistan and Afghanistan region. So he stopped them. He controlled that. Now, a great scholar called as Patanjali, he was called as father of yoga also. He has given yoga. He has given all the what we have, the ways or the forms of yoga. Lived in his court, Pushyamitra Sunga's court, and he has written a book, Yoga Sutra. Important book, Yoga Sutra, written by Patanjali. He is also called as father of yoga. Not today's Patanjali. That time is different. He was anti-Buddhist. Pushyamitra Sunga, initially he was anti-Buddhist. He kept a prize of 100 gold coins to a person who cuts a Buddhist monk's head and brings it to him. 1,000 gold coins was there, not 100, 1,000 gold coins. Later he changed because he also did some mistakes. Then Buddhism says to err is human, make peace with one's own past. So that statement will change everyone. Yes. So they will again, he got inclined towards Buddhism. He got liking the way or doctrine of Buddhism. He liked it and he constructed or built a Barhut Stupa. Barhut Stupa, he has constructed it. Next king comes Agnimitra, son of Pushyamitra. He was great warrior. He shifted capital to Vidisha, Madhya Pradesh. Capital was Patliputra. See, so capital Patliputra is in Bihar. Bihar here, consider here. Okay, 1 minute. This is historical map of India. Bihar is here. Northwest frontier province is this. Bactrian Greeks were trying to enter, who later we call it as Indo-Greeks. They have later entered. So Bactrian Greeks were trying to enter. King is here in the capital. So it was becoming difficult to control northwest frontier province sitting in the capital. It was very far. Distance were very far. So they shifted the capital to center, that is Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh. Understood why they shifted? Next. Agnimitra is mentioned as hero in Kalidasa's Malvika Agnimitram. It is a love story, a book or a story. It is a love story written by Kalidasa. There the hero is Agnimitra. And the girl who is there, her name is Malvika. Next, he performed Ashwamedha. Ashwamedha Yagna, again one he has performed, where his horse was caught by these Greeks. The Greeks caught his horse in the northwest frontier province. So he had to declare war on them, on Greeks, and defeated them. The horse was brought back. Next comes Devabhumi. After Agnimitra till Devabhumi, there were some rulers, but the evidence or the source is unclear. So what we know is last Sunga king Devabhumi, he was killed by his own minister Vasudeva Kanva in 75 BC. 187 BC to 75 BC. How many years? 120, 110 years, 10, 12, 112 years. Yes. So it was a small kingdom. Next comes Kanva dynasty, 75 BC. They were again Brahmins, they were Vaishnavites. Those were Shaivites, these are Vaishnavites. Language Sanskrit, capital they have kept same, Vidisha, Madhya Pradesh. Rulers, first is Vasudeva Kanva. Vasudev Kanva, he made Vidisha as great center of Vaishnavism. So Vaishnavism center where all the Vaishnavites will gather, they will pray, worship, everything, programs will be conducted, festivals will be celebrated, etc. His rule is unclear. After him, 3 kings continued. Then comes the last king of this Kanva dynasty called as Sasaraman. Their rule was also small. Sasaraman, last Kanva king, during his rule, Bactrian Greeks entered India. He was not able to control them. Bactrian Greeks entered India, it was 40 BC, 75 BC to 40 BC. How many years? Only that much period they have ruled. And these Greeks who entered, they settled at northwest frontier province now. They made Sakala, a place in Sialkot which is in Pakistan, as their capital. Sakala, Sialkot in Pakistan. Sasaraman was defeated and dethroned by Satavahanas, South Indian kingdom. There was a tradition, South Indian kingdom, even if the king is very powerful, he can occupy entire North India also, but they will never occupy entire North India. In our history, ever heard that any South Indian kingdom came and occupied North India? No. All North Indian kings occupied South India. But due to cultural difference, due to language difference, the king, Satavahanas, will go there. They will fight the war. They will prove or show their power and will come back. They will not occupy the area. They will not rule the area. Their boundary is set. So South Indian kingdoms will not occupy them. North India, the boundary which is there, Narmada river, their control is still there only, not above that. Understood? So Satavahanas defeated Sasaraman, dethroned him, but they returned back. North India is empty, there is no king. There is no king in North India who occupies. Indo-Greeks occupy. They were waiting for the chance. Understood? Indo-Greeks occupied 40 BC. Indo-Greeks are called as Yavanikas. This question is asked many times. What is the term Yavanika referring to? Indo-Greeks, called as Yavanikas. So they were from Bactria, Afghanistan. It is a place near Afghanistan. They came and settled in northwest frontier province, made their capital as Sakala, Sialkot, which is in Pakistan. Language, Greek mixed with Prakrit or Pali. That was their language. It was first foreign wave to rule India. Alexander came. He was also foreigner, but he did not rule. He went back. He appointed Purushottam only as in charge or ruler to take care of the area. But this is the first foreign wave to come and rule India, Indo-Greeks. Evidence of their rule is only from their coins. They did not have the practice or tradition of writing history. What we understand is only from coins which they have made and circulated in India. First known king. Before him, if there were any king, we do not know. We know only first known king. He is the first known king, called as Demetrius. His name is Demetrius. No clear record. Demetrius. Important known king. Who is his father? Is he Demetrius' son? We do not know. This is important known king. Menander, or he had another name called as Milinda. He was a Shaivite. He adopted Buddhism from a monk called as Nagasena, by a monk called as Nagasena. This Menander has written a book. This book is called Milinda Panho in Pali language. In Pali language. From this book we understand that he was powerful. He adopted Buddhism from this monk. So these details are mentioned in his book. Understood? Next, importance of Indo-Greeks. Indo-Greeks have brought some things for the first time in India. First, they were the first to introduce image worship in India. First god to be sculpted was Shiva. Shiva statue was made by them, Indo-Greeks. First leader to be sculpted was Buddha. They made Buddha statue also. On his life story, they visualized how he might look and they made it. They established the Gandhara school of art for sculpture making. To make the sculpture, to make the idols, they established Gandhara school of art. They introduced monetary value to their coins. Whatever coins we had in Magadha kingdom or in Mauryan, that was only a plain silver coin, plain gold coin, plain copper coin. If some design was there, something, but it was not, monetary value was not there. Indo-Greeks were the first to give monetary value to their coins. Understood? Means, for example, gold coin means 1000 rupees. So like that, monetary value was given for the first time. Rupees and all term was not there, only monetary value was given. They appointed military governors. So governors, military governor, first time they were appointed. The governors were called as strategos. Greek governors, Greek military governors were called as strategos. They introduced the concept of curtains in India. Use of curtains was brought by Indo-Greeks. They brought Gregorian calendar to India, the calendar which we are using. 12 months, January to December. Then 365 days, weeks, Sunday to next Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this calendar is called as Gregorian calendar, made by Greeks. They have brought it to India. They developed astrology in India. What is astrology? You all are aware. What is astrology? And also gave 12 zodiac signs. 12 zodiac signs which are there. So, okay, tell. Pieces. So all those 12 zodiac signs are given by Greeks, and the Greeks became fortune tellers, future tellers. So whoever will tell that, seeing the hand and everything, making kundli, everything. So they became the fortune tellers in India. Next, when their rule ended, we do not know. The next wave, the next rule is coming, the Sakas. The Sakas, also called as Scythians or Sasanians. They have different names. They were tribes of Central Asia, came from the place where Aryans came. Central Asia. They were Shaivites, great warriors. Again, they were very great warriors belonging to Shaivism. Reason for their entry in India. What was that reason? China was ruled by a very powerful dynasty called as Han Dynasty. Han. Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty was ruling in China. Han Dynasty decided to expand Great Wall of China. This one of the 7 wonders we have, Great Wall of China. Great Wall of China was constructed when Ashoka was ruling. 268 BC to 232 BC. Where we are? We are almost at the end of BC. This is around 1005 BC, like that. So at that time, the Han Dynasty decided to expand it further. So whichever kingdoms were there coming in between, in the way, so they ordered them to vacate. So the Sakas, Han Dynasty was powerful. Sakas were not able to fight with them. They had to vacate. So they entered into India. Han Dynasty of China ordered them to vacate as the Han Dynasty was expanding the Great Wall of China, constructed during times of Ashoka. The Sakas entered in groups. They came in different groups. How Aryans came in different groups? Like that, they also came in different groups. The most powerful group which came was called as Girnar Sakas. They were very powerful and they ruled most parts of the India. They were also called as Western Sakas, Junagar Sakas or Western Kshatraps. Kings, first known king. We do not know which is the first king. We know the first known king, means which we know first. He was called as Moga or had another name Maves. He was first known king. He ruled Afghanistan region. Rule is unclear. We do not exactly know what all he did. Next ruler comes Azus. His name is Azus. Again his rule is unclear. We get the name from coins only. Rudrasena, he ruled the Mathura UP region, Uttar Pradesh region, frequently fought with other groups of Sakas. So they have entered in group, some are ruling some places. Powerful is the Girnar Sakas. So he fought with other groups for what? To occupy the area. Rudra Daman, greatest Saka king. He was very powerful. He used chaste Sanskrit in his court as a language, pure Sanskrit in which Rig Veda is written. He has made the Girnar inscriptions. So Girnar inscription written on stone, he has made it. By this we understand that he was the greatest king. He has constructed a new city called as Daman. Today it is Union Territory Daman Diu. So it is constructed by him. It was entry spot and became a foreign hub. So all trade took place from there. Daman is a coastal place. So all trade took place from there. The Sakas declined gradually, slowly after him, and they were ruling in small chiefs till 400 AD. Now the entire India is occupied by different kingdom, but they were there in small places living and some small petty chiefs, like only having some area or some 2 to 3 villages as their kingdom. Understood? Next, last for today, Pahalwas or Parthians. This is the next group who came in India. The reason for their entry was same. Han dynasty ordered them to vacate. So tribes of Persia. No, this is different. Okay, no, this is different. They have come from Persia. They have come from Persia, not Central Asia. That will be different. Kushans came because of that reason as Sakas. This is different. This is Persia. They came from Persia. Pahalwas or Parthians, another name. They were again Shaivites and warriors. Rule is unclear. Capital was Sakala, same Sialkot in Pakistan. Language Persia mixed with Prakrit. Only known king. We know only one king of there called as Gondophares. His name was Gondophares. During his rule, apostle of Christ. Okay, his name was Saint Thomas. Apostle of Christ, Saint Thomas entered India via a route called as Israel, Afghanistan, Sakala. So that region. He from Europe, he came into Israel, then Afghanistan, then Sakala, Pakistan, entered into India. He reached Chera kingdom and few people were converted to Christianity. They were called as Tamil Christians. They worshipped Jesus and also they called Jesus as Yeshu. Christianity entered India for the first time by this person, Saint Thomas, who was student of Christ. Jesus is born here. We have entered into AD. Understood? Jesus is born. Christianity entered for the first time. This Saint Thomas, student of Christ, student of Jesus, he has written some texts. From that we understand that he was the ruler of North India. Gondophares. Understood? Any doubts? Yes? Any doubts? Next kingdom, Kushans, will take it in next class. It is a big kingdom. We need time for that. Yes? Any doubts? He was traveling from Sakala, it is in Pakistan. No, he was traveling from there. Gujarat, then comes Maharashtra, Karnataka, then Kerala, Chera kingdom. That place, Rameshwaram, you know, in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, southmost part of India, where it is very near to Sri Lanka. There the people got converted for the first time in Christians. Tamil Christians they were called. Any doubts? Okay.
So they used to follow Christianity.
Yes,
Why the word Tamil has been attached to it?
because they were Tamils. Language was Tamil. This mouse works or no? Okay.